Hello everyone, welcome into the Gatemen Postgame Show alongside me, Henrique DaMour, and JD Raucci. Another tough loss, second one in a row for the Gatemen, 5-3 to the Bourne Braves. And it really started for both teams, but especially Bourne with the starting pitching. Jared DeCesare was spectacular tonight.
Absolutely magnificent. You really can't say much more about him. You know, when we think about Cape Cod League starting pitching, you say, if you get through 5 innings, that is a stellar start. If you get through 5 innings and you look good, that is exactly what you want. Because of the pitch limits, because of the innings limits on these college pitchers from their college coaches, you really don't see that many guys going deep. But how about DeCesare going 7 strong tonight? Sure, he kind of, quote-unquote, fell apart at the end. 2 home runs, 1 to Isaac Collins and 1 to Bryant Packard. But you can't really fault him at that point. His arm must have been falling off compared to what he's done this season. But really, he has been a guy that has gone long for this team all season long, for these Bourne Braves. He has gone 5 innings and multiple starts. Now he goes 7. His breaking ball was absolutely disgusting. It was fooling batters left and right. Gateman didn't have it hit until the 3rd inning with Luke Roscom. Got him all the way to third base, and then DeCesare shut it down. He was absolutely magnificent. As Henrique said in the pregame, he's not going to overpower you with the fastball, and we saw that tonight. He was absolutely magnificent with the breaking stuff, soft stuff away, soft stuff in, soft stuff in the dirt, soft stuff high in the strike zone. Really, just everything was working for DeCesare tonight. And one thing we didn't know coming into the game, because we hadn't seen him yet, was the fact that his mechanics are a little bit funky. He's got a weird little double rock back in his motion where he starts rocking back and then rocks back once more, and I think that really helps him. I think that's a deceptive part of his motion. I'm a big fan of, sure, your mechanics need to be good, but guys like Mason Fioli with the high leg kick, and then tonight with Jared DeCesare with this double rock back in his motion, that really sets hitters off balance, especially the first time through the lineup when you maybe haven't seen him before. So I think that's part of the reason why the Gatemen struggle in offense tonight, but really Jared DeCesare was absolutely wonderful tonight for the Bourne Braves.
And Henrique, as you said in the pregame, was right on it. Pitch to contact guy, only 1 strikeout in his 7 innings. And DeCesare completely overshadowed him, but Connor Lunn, another solid start for the Gatemen.
Yeah, no, he was solid. He bounced back well from an off-day relief appearance where he came on before after Ken Waldachuk, I should say, but Ken Waldachuk after Connor Lunn today. But Lunn was really good. He had his breaking ball working low. He ran into trouble when he left it upstairs. JD harped on that ad nauseum on the broadcast. He did get into trouble. Jared Triolo made him pay. It sounded like that was our catchphrase for the day. If you pitch Jared Triolo high, he will hurt you. He did exactly that. Pair of hits, pair of runs scored, went extra base power as well. Triolo can do it all. We knew that going into it. We knew that Lunn would have to keep his stuff down because he has really good stuff. The breaking ball is good. The fastball is firm. He's got a change piece that he mixes in there as well. But when he started missing up, we talked about, maybe a lack of a follow-through from Lunn at one point. Mechanically wasn't all there in a consistent way, but when he was on, he was on. And he kept the Gatemen in it, to be fair to Lunn. Waldachuk came in. He threw 3 solid innings of work. It was serviceable, until the 7th inning when the Bourne Braves slapped on 2 more. It was right in there, right? Your pitching staff gives up 3 runs over 6 innings. You're going to win a lot of ball games. They did just that, but to your point, JD, DeCesare was absolutely dominant. I think you got to look less at the Gatemen pitching staff on this one and just more at DeCesare and what he did to a very good Wareham offense.
So you mentioned that Wareham offense, Henrique. They really struggled tonight. What wasn't working for them tonight?
It was just unlucky for the Gatemen today. A lot of hard hit balls. Only 2 men left on base. We talked about it. In and of itself, that's a positive, but only 6 hits. But a lot of hard hit balls. Pavin Parks got a hold of a couple. Even Oliver Dunn, in his first start in goodness knows how long, 3 long flyouts, 2 to center field, 1 to right field. His batting average continues to plummet, but he started to hit the ball harder, and that's not going to be lost on these coaches. And eventually, he's going to find something. Eventually, he's going to find a gap. Maybe he wants to get on top of the ball a little more because he's been hitting the ball hard, but they've been hanging high enough to where, Spillane Field, not a short porch here, but at any other park, maybe that gets a hold of one, but in most outfields, he's going to continue to struggle if he keeps the ball in the air. That being said, Zahid Valenzuela played well. Isaac Collins was a highlight. He's hit from both sides of the plate in his 3rd straight start. Finally got a hold of one, put one over the right field wall on DeCesare, which was awesome to see. And Bryant Packard as well. He was stellar. He put an absolute charge into one into right field.
Yeah, you said it. A couple of solo homers give the Gatemen 2 of the 3 runs. What other positives were there to take away from the Gatemen's offensive output tonight?
Well, I think it was that we saw some guys that really don't show up necessarily every single day in the stat sheet. You look at Isaac Collins, a guy that we really haven't seen we haven't seen him have any power since the preseason, where he launched a home run in the first game of the preseason against the Newport Gulls. It's good to see him starting to get going. He also reached base twice, so he continues to get on base. Another guy that I was impressed with tonight, of course, Bryant Packard was absolutely fantastic. And frankly, I was impressed with Pavin Parks as well. Although he didn't have the best game he's ever had, he really put some solid wood on the ball, singled in this game, so he was really great. I'm looking forward to seeing this Gatemen lineup continue to evolve as some of the best hitters on the team continue to leave. Bryant Packard off to Team USA in the next couple of days, we think. So it should be interesting to see how this Gatemen lineup continues to evolve and see if they can keep up the offensive production that has made them the best team of the Cape League up to this point.
So Bryant Packard, a solo homer in his last game in Wareham for a while. He was our player of the game tonight, so we got to chat with our Mary Orders after the game.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with the Gatemen player of the game, Bryant Packard. Now, Bryant, you had a solo homer in the 7th inning. Can you take me through that at-bat?
The guy on the mound had been doing really good the whole day. He's been throwing a lot of changeups to lefties, a lot of fastballs away. So I was just sitting changeup, and I got it first pitch, and I was able to cheat on it and hit it over the right field wall.
Great. And you were called up today for Team USA. How are you feeling about that?
It's awesome. I got a lot of friends there. I think I'm the 6th Gateman there, so that's pretty cool. It's really cool for Wareham, but I'm excited to come back after.
And how does it feel to represent your country?
It feels really good. That's something you grow up as a kid wanting to do, seeing it on TV. I really wanted to do it in high school, but the opportunity never came to me, so I'm really blessed to do it at a collegiate level now.
And what are you most looking forward to?
Just being with the guys and putting on that USA uniform, that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Like I said, I dreamed about it as a kid, and I'm just really excited to go to Cuba and just be with everybody.
Yeah, what do you guys go to Cuba, which is pretty cool to leave the country. What are you most looking forward to in Cuba?
Just being out of the country because I've never been out of the country. I still got to go get a passport next week, so that's going to be a quick turnaround. But, just being in Cuba, I've heard it's very nice. The beaches are really nice. It's very competitive baseball, so it's going to be a good time.
Well, we will look forward to having you back in a few weeks. I'm Mary Orders with Bryant Packard. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Mary. You saw her there with Bryant Packard, who got the call to Team USA today, was a reserve on the team, but is getting that call up to the collegiate national team. He will now be the 4th member of the Gatemen who actually played for Wareham this season, who was off to Team USA. Obviously, another 3 that played in the College World Series, so they never actually came down here to the Cape. So all the congratulations to Bryant Packard. Obviously a great honor for him, and he certainly deserves it with the season he's poured in so far. His 4th homer of the year tonight, all of those coming in the last 8 days. So he's really had a power stroke in the last week or so, and they're going to be without him tomorrow. The game against Cotuit. What are we looking for there?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what this Gatemen team brings to Cotuit and brings to Lowell Park tomorrow, because the first time that we saw Cotuit this season, that the Gatemen saw them, was, it was a 4-2 win, but pretty much everybody involved in the decision there in terms of who drove in runs and who had good games in that game is not on this Gatemen roster anymore. Bryson Stott 1 for 2. Bryant Packard 1 for 2. We're not sure if he's going to be there tomorrow. Andrew Vaughn went 2 for 3. Michael Amditis drove in a run. Parker Phillips drove in 2 runs. He's still at the College World Series home run derby, as far as we know. So it's going to be an interesting kind of learning process for this Gatemen team, because a lot of them have not seen have not seen the Cotuit pitching staff yet. It's really just going to be a complete roster overhaul and a complete lineup overhaul compared to the first time this team saw Cotuit early in the season, game number 3 of the season. It's been a while, so it should be interesting to see Cotuit. They're kind of that middle to lower tier of the Western Division. They're locked in a 2-2 tie right now with Falmouth in the bottom of the 12th inning. So we don't even know how they're faring in tonight's game. We haven't even gotten a result yet. So tomorrow is really a big mystery matchup tomorrow for the Gatemen.
So yeah, new lineup for Cotuit to look at tomorrow. That game, an early start time, 5 o'clock p.m. at Lowell Park, which obviously has no lights, so that's why. So our coverage will start at 4:30 with the Gatemen pregame show. You can listen to that on our channel. He's Henrique DaMour. He's JD Raucci. I'm Cameron Stuart. That's going to do it for us here for the Gatemen postgame show. Thanks for tuning in.